Hey everybody, Killer Off-Road Hobbies here with my new RC. This is a used 1/8 scale buggy Arrma Typhon. Now I have been wanting this buggy ever since I got my Creighton, and I finally got an opportunity to get one. I got it for cheap, I got it for a good deal, hopefully, and yeah, so I'll just tell you a little bit about it. So it came with the instruction manual, which was really cool of the guy to send me this. Most of the time when you get used stuff, you don't get the instruction manual. I don't really need this because I've torn my Creighton down so many times and they're the exact same platform. There's only a few minor differences. So I won't need this, but it's super cool of the guy to send it to me. He also sent the stock transmitter, which is it's a good transmitter. I really like these. I really like the feel in the hand. It's got a nice drop down wheel, only takes 4 AA batteries, 2.4 gigahertz. I've never had a problem with these transmitters, and I really like them, especially for a ready to run transmitter. He also sent, this isn't the stock wing on here, but he also sent me 2 of the Pro line wings. And yeah, so we got 2 of those. Sent me 2 hard pack Roar approved Venom 2S batteries. Now I have never, that's not good. Well, yeah, so this one's probably garbage. But hey, that's what happens when you buy stuff used, right? I can probably get it soldered, so it's not garbage, but yeah, I got 2 hard case Venom batteries. You know, it's whatever, I have tons of batteries. Got a set of street tires, Proline Prime street tires, which I probably won't be using those. And these are, looks like track tires, like maybe clay tires or whatever, but check this out. Did you put that on this cool looking buggy? I don't think so. I'm not going to. I'll pull up the cap off of this guy to show you the rest. So basically, A-scale buggy layout. It's got the stock 2050 Arrma brushless, waterless, or waterproof, not waterless, waterproof motor, and it's got a quick run hobby wing A-scale ESC 6S capable. That is also waterproof, but he's running a Sawbox servo that's not waterproof, so with the servo not being waterproof, the rest of the stuff being waterproof doesn't really matter. I don't really run my RCs in the water anyways. But I do have to say I'm happy that this ESC is in here because I do not like the stock Arrma ESCs. I don't like them at all. They have delay upon trigger response. It's delayed. The newer ones have a weird reverse. I don't like them. I'm not going to get into details. I just don't like them. I'm happy that this quick run Hobby Wing ESC is in here because from my experience with Hobby Wing so far, so good. I like Hobby Wing stuff, and will continue to boast about them as long as they keep treating me good. Now another thing it came with is this handy dandy programming card to program the ESC. I'm not sure if this works on the X run or the easy run, but I'm guessing it works on the quick run, so that's also a plus. Now with all that being said, since it is used, it does have a couple minor things. Looks to me like the rear shock tower is bent, which is not a big deal because I can just pull it off, you know, hit it with a rubber mallet and straighten it out. I've done it to my Creighton I think 3 or 4 times now, so that's not a big deal. Same layout as the Creighton. I'll have it done in 10 minutes, maybe less. Yeah, I did drill 2 awkward holes in the wing. Also not a big deal. One of the the parts on the wing is actually broken. Also, not a big deal. And if you did notice, these are not stock tires on here. These are the tires off my Thunder Tiger Bushmaster, and I'm not running either one of those tires. I don't run on the street, and those other ones are so ugly, there's no way. So I'm going to try these out. They should be good. They're brand new. I've never even ran them. If they don't work on the surface that I bash on out at the BMX track, I will just go ahead and put the ProLite Badlands that are on my Bushmaster on here. I did get this thing used. It was a good deal, and I do want to talk about that for a second. So if you're going to buy a used RC off eBay, I would suggest, my suggestion would be to you that you kind of be like me. You have several RCs, you have a ton of parts, you have a workbench with all the tools you would need, and you know, just kind of go from there. If you're going to buy a used RC, chances are there's going to be something wrong with it. And I know I kind of get into parts where I'm pretty unhappy with used RCs I've gotten, because sometimes you do get absolute junk. Like, I've gotten absolute junk a couple times, but I've also gotten really, really, really good deals on really expensive RCs and got them for half price or less. Like this thing with all of this stuff, I got it for about half price. So, I mean, that's a win. If I have to put $100 into this thing, I'm still coming out on top. I've got 2 sets of tires, I've got an extra ESC, 2 batteries, you know, a program card. All of this stuff I got with this thing would cost me a lot more than just that $100. So that's kind of how I look at it. And I never bid on a used RC more than I'm willing to actually pay for what I'm going to get. But you got to read the description, so you got to make sure that it's something that you're going to want, you're willing to put time and effort into. Like I said, I've been wanting one of these since I got my Arrma Creighton, and I finally got the opportunity to get one for cheap, so I went ahead and took it. Now, if I don't like something about this, say I don't like the motor doesn't have enough power for me. I've got motors, tons of power. Say the ESC, I don't like how the ESC reacts or whatever. I have ESCs I like. I actually brought this out to say that I might actually just put this in here. This is the Ace RC 8 scale monster truck or whatever ESC out of MT4G3 from Thunder Tiger or MTA or whatever. This comes in their 8 scales, and it's an awesome ESC. I've had this ESC in several of my RCs. I have several of these ESCs because I like them so much. So, you know, that's where you want to go if you're going to start buying used RCs. You want to have a base to go off of. Like, say I got this thing and the motor went out, like my first time out. Well, I can throw a motor in it. It's not a big deal. You know, I'm going to kind of complain about it. Hey, you know, I got screwed. The guy sent me a thing with a bunk motor. But it's not like I'm going to have to spend 50, 75, 100 bucks because I've already spent that money. I already have the motor, and all I have to do is take 2 screws out and then put 2 screws in. And then I could just take this and throw it in. But like I said, you want to have a good, decent basis to go off of, or just start getting them and, you know, collecting parts, whatever. I mean, it's your prerogative, but buyer be warned, you know. You're probably going to have to, getting stuff used, I mean, I am going to take this out, I'm going to run it and see what's wrong with it, because there's going to be something wrong with it, because people don't just sell good stuff. Sometimes. I mean, sometimes people do. But yeah, that's kind of my advice for people if you want to start doing what I do and buying used RCs. You know, just kind of you know, prepare for the worst, but hope for the best. You know, like I don't know what's going to happen the first time I run this. First time I turn the battery, plug the batteries in and turn them on, but I mean, you know, whatever it is, I'll figure it out. Killer Off-Road Hobbies, thanks for stopping by, tuning in. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. You know, give me some feedback. I love your guys' comments, good or bad. You know, it all goes into me trying to build a channel that people want to watch. So stay tuned. Killer Off-Road Hobbies. Peace.